Hey guys, welcome back to Popo's Woodwork. So today's video is gonna be short and sweet, but I've been getting a lot of comments about not on my woodworking side, but on my side-by-side side. So my Honda Talon. So I guess when I do these videos, people pick up on something when they're looking at the video or the picture or whatever, and they ask me, hey, where did I get that? So I've been asked by numerous people, would I please do a video over all the accessories that I've added to my 2020 Honda Talon 1000R. So that's what it's going to be. We're going to jump right into it, flip the camera around, and I'm going to go over everything that I've put on this since the day I bought it. And it's like it's never ending. But yeah, I think I'm almost there where I'm at a stop. So let me show you what all I've got and what it does. Okay, so we're going to start from the bumper. All right. So my winch, it's a 5,000 pound Harbor Freight Badlands winch, and it is the new version they carry. It's like a X or ZXR, something like that. Anyway, they're red. So as you can see, it's mounted backwards or upside down, but that's the way you got to do it with the mounting plate, because that's the factory bumper, of course. And there's that. Now I did use a KFI, which you can't hardly see it, but it's a KFI mounting bracket, and because I mounted the LED light on it. And then I also swapped it out and took the cable off and mounted the synthetic rope. Now I will tell you this before you install it: if you're going to swap to synthetic rope, you're going to have to drill that hole out a little bit bigger for the rope. Do that before you install it. I did it with the head on there with the cable, and then my rope came in. I had to take all that crap back off just to drill out that stupid hole. So there's that. When you order it, or when you buy it at Harbor Freight, it's going to come with a roller fair lead. I ordered this and the synthetic rope. Everything but the winch I pretty much got online on Amazon. But I ordered this and synthetic rope. Got the little rubber bumper that comes in a pack of 2. My buddy's got a KRX. I give him the other one. And then of course I had to do the little green Duma flotchy right here. And then what I do is I drill a hole in it and put a zip tie. That way it makes this thing, it makes it tight where you don't lose them. So that's the winch end. This is a 7-inch single row LED light. I actually got that at Rule King. I bought it to put on the back as a reverse light, but it ended up fitting there, so I stuck it there. All right, so that's the bumper part. All right, moving on up. I have got, this is a 37-inch LED light bar. I ordered that on Amazon. Now all this stuff, like I said, 90% of it came from Amazon. If you're interested in it, want to know the link, I'll go back and look at my previous purchases and I'll post a link for you. So the light bar came from Amazon and it's curved. Let me see if I can't get over here where you can see it. So it's got a curve to it, which, you know, like the Talon, you can see the curve here, so it kind of goes with it. I did have it where it set flush, but it's just, it had a, I don't know, just, I didn't like it. So I went back and put the brackets back on it to get it up out of the way. Because when it sits flush, you can't angle it where you want it. It more or less was shining down. I didn't like that. So, windshield. This is the Super ATV flip up windshield. And I mean, those things, they're like $400, $450. Well worth it, because what I did have on it, and I'll show you. That's the Honda, the factory half windshield, and I really like the flip up windshield a whole lot more. All right, so now let me move around to the other side. Okay, so and the machine's clean, but as you can see, I do woodworking, so I got sawdust all over it. But as far as the tires, when I first bought the machine, I bought the 35-inch tires, 20-inch wheels, and I think it was I can't remember what type, it was the R4 tires. I can't remember what type of wheels they were. They were good. It got the machine up off the ground. I just hated the way they rode, because they were the tractor style tread, and they're just strictly for mud. Like when we went to West Virginia, these Maxxis Carnivores, these are 31s, they were KRX 1000 takeoffs. So when I go to replace them, I'm gonna go with the same tire, but I'm gonna do a 32, because on the R, you can run 32s and they don't rub. And as you can see, they're my factory wheels. They fit. They're 10 inches wide, so all the tires are the exact same size, but I got the wide rim in the back, front skinny rim in the front, and I don't have an issue. So that's that part. Now on the inside, I got this thing plugged up to the trickle charger. Of course, for the Super ATV window, you can keep it shut, or you can lock it on this part and it'll put a crack in it, like when the window fogs up, or you can open it all the way up. That's my tablet for West Virginia when I'm riding all the Hatfield, McCoy, Outlaw trails. And I've got it mounted on a RAM mount to the handlebar. I did have it, and that's a RAM tablet mount. I think that's a Samsung Tab A tablet. Let me get in here. That sun in the background is gonna probably mess up the camera. But anyway, so the RAM mount comes, I can put the links in this if y'all want me to. I'll go back and add the links. But I did have it mounted up here, but I didn't like looking up for it. Matter of fact, it was mounted like this one, my GoPro mount. It's just like that. And then you screw this up, it tightens up on the ball. So that's how I got my GoPro mounted. So I got the GoPro in the window. I got my tablet right there, and I got all the maps and stuff downloaded. So that's that, and I got my cord where it runs into my cigarette lighter. And other than that, that's pretty much, here's where I mounted my, this is for the winch, where you can, the cord where you can walk away from it and control it. And of course, this is the in and out. I just drilled and cut into the dash right here and mounted it there. And I took I got the Gnome audio system, and this is two-sided tape, the permanent two-sided tape, and then Velcro so to stay on it, and it's tight. It don't move that much. So I put the Bluetooth head right here where I can still use my little cubby hole. I got the one at the top, and just run the wire, if you can see, and I followed in between the seat where it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. But music's more important than the wire sticking out. So, and I don't like drilling into my plastic no more than I have to. All right, so I'm gonna try to flip you around. Right here, which has got mud on it, this is the, I think 10 or 12 inch woofer from Gnome Audio. They're okay. They're for the price, me personally, I don't think it's worth it. It does give it a little bit of bass to it, but it's not as strong as you would think it would be. But that's not Gnome's fault, because I mean, look how compact this box is. So you're not really getting the air ratio that you need, the cubic air circumference in the box to give that woofer what it needs to get that thump. I got an 8-inch woofer in my RAM, and it hits harder than this one, but the box is also twice this size. So that's that, but it does give it a little bit of thump to it, but not enough to justify, my opinion, paying for the $200 for the woofer. Okay, so right here, I got this same two-sided tape sticking right here. This is what I have everything wired to. So number 1 is my light bar on the roof. Number 2 is the light bar on the bumper. Number 3 is my 5150 whips I got in the back. And number 4 is, since you can see it's a little small button, number 4 gives me power to power the radio. That way nothing's always pulling from it, and I'm not draining my battery when it's setting. So it's just like a key fob. You can put it on your keys. I opted to put mine up here and did a little zip tie with this carabiner. That way, if it gets hot and this thing falls, it's gonna dangle and I ain't gonna lose it. And I keep a spare battery in my glove box in a waterproof container for this, just in case the battery goes dead. So that's the inside. Now let me get out and go to the rear. One more thing, let me back the camera up. Before I get asked, and I didn't show it, the windshield part, this is what I'm talking about. So it creates a little bit of gap, you get a little bit of airflow, but I'm gonna tell you what, I found out it works good with it. When you get that fog on the windshield and it fogs up, instead of having to wipe it, you can open this and it's kind of like a defroster. I don't ever use this setting, so that's really tight, but anyway, or you can open it up and it's completely out of your way. And then if you get mud on it and you can't see, you can open up and see it. But then again, if you want to shut it, you got that Yahoo in front of you, wants to throw mud all over you, you shut it and you're covered. All right, next. All right, so mirrors. Here's the brand. I don't know if you can make it out because I don't even know. I got wearing contacts and I still can't read it. But anyway, there's the brand. I got these on Amazon. They just mount to the cage, and it does not interfere with the windshield if you use that style windshield. And here's the other side. Like I said, they fold in and out. So if you hit a limb, it keeps from breaking it. And I can actually fix this one, of course, but I can actually reach the one on the other side and move it if I have to, if I don't have a passenger. So then I have, let me back the camera out a little bit. I have the grab handles. Of course, you got to add the green. And it's got the 3 strap points, and it doesn't move. Basically, I use this one. I don't really use it for getting in and out. I basically use it kind of like a golf cart. When I'm riding, I put my hand up there, and it just gives me something to hold on to. All right, speakers, Gnome Audio. These are worth their weight in gold as well. These are awesome. They will not distort. You can turn the volume wide open. They are crisp, they're clear. As you can see, there's the front speaker side of the speakers, and then on the back, they have whatever you want to call this, but it's like no wasted energy because you can actually hear sound coming out of the back of it as well. I originally started off with 1 set, and then I bought the subwoofer, and then I ended up saying might as well make it a full set, and I ordered the 2nd set. And I have the amplifier. I have the amp mounted back here, and then my Enzo, that remote that I was talking about right there, that box is just beside it to where all my wiring goes in. Now, like I said, subwoofer, not worth it, I don't think. But the speakers are awesome. They're some of the best sounding speakers I've ever had on any of my machine. And you can hear it, believe me. People in front of you or behind you don't even have to listen to their radio because it's nice and loud. All right, so 5150 whips. These are the 3-foot whips, and I ordered the mounts from Rough Country USA. They mount to the side. You just drill 4 holes in your plastic because, you know, 5150, these are magnetic. You can pop them in and out. So basically, in a nutshell, here's the mounting plate is steel, powder coated, and then you got one on the other side where it kind of disperses all that weight. So these things they're in there. They ain't going anywhere. And then I got this net. This is actually made for a Jeep top. And the best way to describe it is it's kind of like a trampoline. Same material you see on a trampoline. I put this on here just to be different. And, you know, just, you know, something to add to it. And I think it's like 30 bucks, $34. Anyway, come to find out, because, you know, it goes on with these little, simply, with a ball bungee. I didn't want a rear windshield because it would muffle my sound in my speakers. And so I did this, but come to find out, it really combats some of the dust that comes back into the back side of the cab. So it works good. And then, of course, it's painted on one side. So when you're here looking through the rearview mirror, you can still see out of it with no problem. So that's that. And then we go to the tractor supply box. I use the turnbuckle clamps to hold it down. A lot of people say theirs comes loose. What I do is I tighten them down with a wrench. Now, I didn't go stupid crazy with them, but I tighten them down pretty tight. And I haven't had any issue with them coming loose and rattling. And the box, you can shake the whole side by side. The box don't move. So that's that. I cut the Talon thing on my CNC machine, which is right there, and mounted that on there to take the tractor supply label off. I took that noisy buckle class thing that was on there because all it did was rattle. So I took that off, and I just cut another piece of plastic to match that to cover that hole. Ordered the cooler straps and got them put on here. Now, what I had to do with mine is where the screw stuck out, I had to cut this square to get in there to tighten the top nut. And then this one right here where it stuck out, as you can see, I had to take a Dremel on both sides and cut that out. But I got the weather stripping on here, so that way when it shuts completely flat. And as far as the cooler, you can see the room that you have inside this box. This is an Under Armour cooler I found on Amazon. And what I like about this is when you put your drinks in it, it's got a magnetic top. So you lift the lid up and reach in here, open that up, grab your drink, it shuts, you're good to go. And I got a little lunch box that I carry with me when we go to West Virginia to keep my food in, keep beside it. All right, then this is the Super ATV bed extender. It goes on really easy. And of course, I took the, sorry Super ATV if you're watching it, I took their logo sticker thing off, and I had another one of these. So this is acrylic. I cut it out and put it on here. And what I did though was I painted the back side of the acrylic so the front stays glossy, as you can see. And then I did the Super ATV hitch receiver. And then I ordered this online too. It's just a D-ring. to where if you got to pull somebody out or get yourself pulled out, it makes it a little bit easier. So other than that, I think that's about it. Oh yeah, these are the Mud Buster fender flares, and they're the XL. I think they're the biggest set that you can get for the R. Now, they're worth their weight in gold also. They're a pain in the butt to put on, but gosh, are they nice. So here's the front one. And so there's the front, comes down, and then here's the back. And you can see how much, like here's the old fender, you can see how much it gives you coverage, because with those, you get in that nasty mud, and it keeps it from throwing it all inside the cab, so you don't have to wear it as much. And then of course I added the factory lower doors on it, and which I got the dealer to do that. But anyhow, I think I pretty much covered it all. So there's the machine, and yep, I believe that's all my accessories. All right, guys, so that's gonna be it right there for pretty much on the accessories of what I've got. And like I said, I believe I've covered just about everything that I could think of. Like I said before, if you're wondering where I got any of this, or if any part of this video strikes your fancy and you want to know, just shoot me a comment, and then I'll go back to my previous purchases on Amazon, because like I said, the majority of the stuff I got was through Amazon, and all I got to do is copy and paste a link, and I'll throw it up, like the RAM mount and all that. The only thing I didn't get from Amazon was the tailgate, the windshield, Super ATV's website. The Gnome speakers came from Gnome's website. They're the NUTV-5 speaker, the newest series. They came from their site, and the winch, of course, came from Harbor Freight. But other than that, tablet, grabs, everything else came from, or except the mud flaps. I think I ordered the mud flaps from Side by Side Stuff, their website, the Mud Buster flaps. But I think they got them on Amazon too. But anyhow, so other than that, the majority of the other stuff come from Amazon. I'll try to find a link. But like I said, if you got any questions, I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. If you want to know what something is, let me know. I'll hook you up with that info if I can. And like I always say, you guys have a nice day. Thank you for watching. And the old notorious YouTube finishing slogan, or the start slogan, like and subscribe, because it really helps a brother out. And hopefully I can continue to put out videos. I ain't as good as most people throwing them 10 videos a month. I try to get what I can because I stay so busy. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a nice day, and we'll catch you on the next one.